Hi, welcome to another DBD community live stream. We are here live.
Wow. BHVR held another DBD stream recently, and if you were expecting a big chapter reveal from it, yeah, it certainly wasn't that. In fact, they went out of their way to say it 3 separate times, so clearly they knew what people came in hoping for. But instead, this stream was very much about systems, fixes, and all the PTB to live adjustments coming in the next patch. And honestly, that's fine, though the constant delay surrounding chapter reveals are starting to feel more like wasted calendar space than meaningful build-up, but we'll expand more on that later. Today, I'm going to break down the juice of the stream, the PTB specific notes. If though in future you would like a more detailed breakdown on some of the other elements of the streams, for example in this one they spoke about some cosmetics, some competitions, and the new killer that as players we are voting towards, I can do that, just let me know. So let's just jump straight into it. What is staying, what's gone, and what's being reverted? This was the core of the stream. Jeff walks in with the clicker, which the team treats like a mythical artifact, and begins laying out the big changes. So let's break it down. The camping reduction, that is going live with some minor adjustments. So what is happening? Survivors can still see each other's resolve bars, that is a win. The resolve still feels faster when a killer stays nearby, but the large radius increase from the PTB is being reverted. The range is returning to 16 meters instead of 20. This is one of the rare PTB features they decided to keep, mostly because community sentiment was positive towards it. But what of course community sentiment wasn't positive towards was the slugging and tunneling reduction. So you won't be surprised to hear both of those things are cancelled. Yep. Both of the anti-frustration systems, the anti-slugging and anti-tunnel mechanics are not going live. And why? Well, I quote, "They did not meet the minimum positive impacts we hoped for, and the negative feedback was significant." So guys, let me translate that for you. Players simply said, "F*** this." And honestly, it's not surprising. BHVR keeps trying to fix tunneling and slugging with broad mechanical band-aids, but all they've really succeeded in doing is creating artificial feeling gameplay. And at some point, they need to recognize that not every frustration should be solved with automation, especially when it ends up frustrating the other side even more. In fact, this whole push to add anti-tunnel and anti-slugging mechanics has become increasingly disconnected from how people actually play the game. It feels like time would be better spent elsewhere, and the PTB basically confirmed that. And hopefully we can nip it in the bud here, but you already know there will be a third iteration in a future PTB of some sort of anti-tunneling and anti-slugging reduction. So we'll be braced for that when it happens, and obviously we will talk about it on the channel. So what's next? Well, base kit endurance and haste after unhook is being increased to 15 seconds. MMR evaluation is being reworked. That is very good. And first time player experience is being revamped. That is going to come sometime in the future. They didn't give us a specific ETA for that. As far as the perks go, babysitter, back to no scratch marks, no blood, 10% haste, and killer aura to unhooker. Borrow time, back to extending base kit endurance and haste. Furthermore, big one, off the record, the 80 seconds of endurance is gone. That is now being cut in half. As far as breakdown and Wicked is getting kill switched temporarily because of the synergy concerns with Resurgence. That makes sense. As far as the killers go, the Skull Merchant, the changes are going live, but undetectable will be decoupled from drone deployment and recall, and the PTB undetectable nerf will be reverted. This is coming in hotfix 1. The Cenobite, his base kit nerf is being reverted. Players can once again bind survivors even if they have endurance. However, the original pain add-on nerf is staying. And as far as medkits go, 2 add-ons are changed and going live, with the team monitoring how the community reacts. The lighting fix everyone wanted, so Auto Haven's yellow piss filter, as a lot of us lovingly like to call it, is gone. The coloration is now less yellow and more green, returning to a more natural lighting balance. I gotta be honest, it's given me that sort of early DBD first few years kind of vibe. I'm happy with this. I'm hoping a lot of the player base is happy too. So here's a big one for you. The pallet density. That is a perpetual conversation I swear that we have been having for a long time. It's not being fully reverted, but the god loops are being removed. Asylum in particular got nerfed heavily. Chainable loops are being reduced. So for example, running from shack to like a jungle gym where there's double pallet setups, that is being sorted. Swamp and Asylum tiles are being re-randomized, so fixing cases where strong windows and pallets stack together. And the devs heavily emphasize, please test this on release and give feedback, take plenty of screenshots, and get in contact. Okay guys, we will. We love being your testers for the game. Thank you very much for that. Briefly, they spoke about events. So as we already know, 2v8 is being extended until the 25th of November. Apparently 70% of surveyed players wanted more time. Fair enough if that's what people are asking for. Bone Chill is back on December 9th. And the DBD League tournament, hosting all Hallows finals on DBD's official Twitch. Tune in for that. So my final thoughts and analysis, and look, you guys might agree with some of this, you might disagree, let me know in the comments, it's all good. But for me, the chapter delay continues to feel unnecessary when the expectation is hyped by us as the community, and it's even acknowledged by the devs. Constantly pushing reveals leaves the whole cycle feeling stagnant, and I might be isolated in this, the game has felt stagnant quite a lot recently. As far as the anti-tunnel and anti-slugging experiment goes, for me, it's reached diminishing returns. And what a waste of time. The PTB results, and the devs' own words, reflect something the community has been feeling for a long time. These systems complicate gameplay more than they help. A lighter touch approach, like adjusting endurance, which they have done, or refining MMR, which they are doing, is a much healthier way to try and patch core gameplay behaviors with restrictive mechanics. I just wish they would have done this a little bit earlier. A bit of positivity from me for once, and that is the focus on bug fixes is definitely encouraging. They did acknowledge in the stream they doubled the PTB's bug count for the live build, which was desperately needed. And as for the pallet density and lighting fixes, that shows real responsiveness. This was one of the most positively received parts of the stream. The devs listened, players provided details, and the changes are targeted and meaningful, and it will be closely monitored going forward. So while this wasn't a big flashy reveal stream people had hoped for, it was one of the more grounded and honest updates we've seen in a while. Camping fixes, reverts to unpopular perk changes, killer adjustments, lighting improvements, pallet rebalances, it's all progress. And if behavior keeps leaning into common sense fixes rather than forced mechanical band-aids, Dead by Daylight might just find a healthier gameplay balance moving into its 10th year. Thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to let me know your thoughts below. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Please leave a like on the video. And as always, I will see you in the next one.